Aries, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for mid-October 2023. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know, I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business, as always, and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes into energy and see what's going on for the lovely Aries collective. Talk to me, my guides. What do you have for us Rams here as we move towards mid-October? Let's see what's going on. And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Aries. Please, my guides and spirit team, what's happening for my friends here? And I always like to start the reading off with this. Let's go. Okay, yeah, there's something that could be about communication or looking backward. That is not generally Aries type of energy to like look backward when we have this type of vibe. Could be some reminiscing Six of Cups type of energy. Okay, and remember, this could be somebody else. It doesn't have to be you. But before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the October subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about this card. Very interesting. So we see this beautiful lady here. She's dressed in that dark purple, very fashionable, right? It looks nice. She's holding on to a letter, and it seems as if she's looking behind her. That's why I was saying this isn't very Aries-like type of energy. And as an Aries myself, I know we are very normally gung-ho individuals, like, all right, let's keep it pushing, let's keep it going, let's keep it moving, future, future, future. But there is something here that is like reflecting on the past, reflecting on people, places, or things that may have already elapsed or happened. Now notice, she is holding that letter. There's birds all up in here, and in symbolism, birds represent sending messages and communication. So there could be a communication of some importance. Maybe someone's waiting on one. That's possible here. Like waiting to hear back from something, waiting on some news. That could be a really big possibility. But aside from that, yeah, there might be somebody like really doing a lot of walks down memory lane. It doesn't have to be you, obviously. But communication, very important, and we'll see if it starts showing up within the reading this week. Let's get into tarot. And I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. Let's get you 3 cards in the upright, then we'll get into the intuitive juiciness. So let's shuffle it up one time, Aries. Let's see what we have for you as we get into mid-October. And while we get the deck ready, let's talk about last week's reading. It was interesting, okay? It was titled, They Are Watching You, okay? Now, take that however you will, and I kind of saw it in 2 different areas of the spread where, like, one person was watching another and another person was watching back. So it was more like 2 people watching each other or mirroring each other in some sort of way. And remember, that could be via work, it could be relationships, it could be anything really. But under someone's microscope, that was a big energy we were picking up last week. But let's see what we have for you this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. Only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone you're linked to. Let's get you 3 cards. Let's see what we have here for Aries, please. Guides and spirit team, what's happening for my friends? All right, the deck is being very particular. There we go. Yeah, here's that waiting. And I was getting it with that oracle. Now I'm getting it here with the 7 of Pentacles. Okay, waiting on something. Somebody's waiting. Let's get a couple more here. That's a beautiful card of things blooming eventually. Okay, and once again, as an Aries myself, I know we're not noted in the zodiac for our patience, but we could wait for certain things if possible. Here comes that Wheel of Fortune, double down of this karmic energy, which is something I was seeing for you a couple weeks ago as well. So showing up once again. Let's get you one more. I love when we get the Wheel of Fortune. It's a good luck charm. Could be a lot of cycles you're moving through. Yeah, here it comes. Here's that 8 of Wands. So there is some sort of change. There is something or someone incoming, that's for sure. I could already tell with how this energy is moving and laying out here. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into the juicy intuitive stuff. Now, at first look, first glance, it's interesting how this energy switches, because we have Earth, we have major arcana, we have fire, and there's like a massive change of energy. There's a massive shift as we move through. double down of the karmic, the communication is there as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out, because it's like waiting, shift and change, boom, like that explosive fire energy on the back. But let's go through one by one, then we'll really start to break it down and build this story out. Position number 1, the 7 of Pentacles. You see the person here, they're standing next to that bush or that tree, and they're waiting on those pentacles to grow. And just like the oracle card, like it's somebody waiting. Okay, so there might be someone or something you're waiting on, or your patience is being tested in one way or another. This is a beautiful card to me. Generally, it's a card of payoffs, like your patience paying off in one way or another. It could represent a connection to nature. So if you're feeling a little down in the dumps, you might need to get out into nature, cleanse your energy, recharge, refresh yourself a little bit. But I always say with this card, it's a card of reaping what you sow. What you put forth, you get back in return. And that's why this gets karmic type of energy. So I would say just watch out in this time. Just know that the way you act, the things you do, the things you put in motion could boomerang back around, whether that's good, bad, or indifferent. But it is just giving me that waiting. Okay. So moving to the center, this is where we pick up that change. Now, yes, every card has positives and negatives. In this one, it could be impatience, the front end with the 7 of Pentacles. But we get this sudden shift of energy, this sudden change as we get into the Wheel of Fortune. Once again, it is cycle-based, so this one is also karmic as well. Could speak about the cycles of life, beginnings, endings, just the journey of life that we all go through. But this is my big luck charm of the whole entire deck. Right? This is a 4-leaf clover, luck shifting in your direction. And if it isn't literal luck, and we see it, there is a change here. So if you're wanting a change of circumstance in one way or another, it could be coming in, that's for sure, because this is a card of sudden changes and shifts. So we love the Wheel of Fortune. Now, one thing I will say about this card, because they all have the positive and negative, I can say with the wheel, it could be like sometimes changes that we weren't either expecting or something that we're not super comfortable with. Because when that Wheel of Fortune energy comes in, there's like, it doesn't care if you're comfortable about the changes or the cycles. It's going to move one way or another. So a lot of Aries could be going through a lot of metamorphosis and change, but we'll dig deeper as we get into the clarifiers. Moving to the back end, we have the complete opposite of what we have on the front end. We have this 8 of Wands. So if you've been waiting on someone or something, if you've been waiting on news or communication of some sort, this 8 of Wands is that action and that speed. It's a sudden burst forward. You see the imagery here of the 8 arrows cutting through the sky. So I always say this could be fiery back and forth, like talking, communication. So it could be very fiery, fired up. So something may shift or change in the energy that just gets you all amped up and ready to rock. But if not, it can just represent action and change as well. And it's very sudden, it's fast, and it's explosive. Now, that's the positive of this. If we're not talking communication, if it's just action. It can also be something that gets a little out of hand. So I would say for a lot of Aries, myself included, watch the temper when this comes out, because I'm also getting the vibe that you might be in a chill, relaxed type of mode and mindset, and something could really spark you off. So watch out for the temper flare-ups in this time. That could be huge with 8 of Wands on the back end. But there's this sudden shift of energy, this change that's happening, and I really want to dive deeper on it. So let's do that. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here and reset this deck and see what's happening for Aries. And yeah, just remember that could be yours or someone else's energy, right? And yeah, I'm about to go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot. Because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that 7 of Pentacles here. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages that you want to give to Aries, drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. All right, 7 of Pentacles time. Why is it here? I really want to get over to that wheel and that 8 of Wands, because it seems like business is about to start picking up. Okay, yeah, there could be something you're going through where you just feel a little out of sorts. We have the King of Wands in reverse. Now, for a portion of you, maybe you're having issues or difficulties with another fire sign here. But for some Aries, like, watch your energy in this time. You might feel a little more zapped. You might feel a little more down in the dumps. Aries is known, since we're ruled by Mars, as being a very energetic, go-getter type of sign. And when I get this 7 of Pentacles with the King of Wands, either you might be feeling out of sorts, you might just be feeling a little off, like something's off, or you could just be going through something or waiting on something and you're not happy about it. Okay, that's just the vibe here. Like the patience, if your patience is being tested in one way or another, it could just be some sort of situation that it's not sitting right with you. Okay, whether it's how other people are acting, whether it's the outside circumstances. So I am seeing that, and I would take that as a possible warning with this King of Wands in reverse. So if you're not dealing with another fire sign, yeah, if you're not feeling out of sorts, you might need some sort of rejuvenation, something to spark. And I am seeing it in the reading already, because remember, we have this shift, this change, and then into the explosive. So if you are feeling a little out of sorts or drained or anything, it feels very temporary here. Okay, and if you are going through a situation where it's like, yeah, I could think of 100 other things that I'd rather be going through, that could be coming in for sure with the way this energy is. But I'm just getting that out of sorts type of energy, that out of sorts type of feeling. Like you might not feel like yourself. And if that's not you, you might feel like someone you're connected to. It's like, they're acting different. They're not acting how they usually do. But let's just put that down. Let's keep pressing forward. That's all I have. I don't want to muddy up the waters and give too many messages. Just watch your energy levels for sure. So let's see what's happening with that Wheel of Fortune. All right, let's see why the luck charm is here. Thank you. Hermit, yeah. And I'm getting a similar energy that I've been getting since the very beginning. Now, the Hermit could just represent a Virgo you're connected to when the Hermit's there, and generally this is a withdrawn, pulled back type of energy. But when I see it underneath this Wheel of Fortune, like if you have been paused, if you've been waiting on something, or if you've been waiting on a change, whatever it is, it's coming out of this Hermit energy. That's a big vibe, right? If you've been dealing with a person that's in Hermit energy, they're going to come out of that. If you've been in Hermit energy recently, where it's like, okay, yeah, I'm just going to sit back and pull my energy back, this is just telling me underneath the Wheel of Fortune that's shifting and that's changing. Okay, and once again, this is Virgo energy. There's good things about this. Whatever trials, tribulations, and tough things you might be going through, you could really see the lessons in it. Okay, that's another message I could give a lot of Aries. If you're going through struggles or if something's off, you see the lessons in it, even if you don't like it. It's like, yeah, I'm not a fan of this. I'm not really liking it. I feel a little uncomfortable, but you see the lessons and why it has to be. I mean, that's just what I'm feeling here, Aries. But whatever has been closed off, whatever has been shut down or clamped down could be changing in a very, very big way. I'm getting this possible sudden change, explosive change in action as we move over to the Eight of Wands. So we'll see what's up with that. Let's get over there, because the way the energy's shifting, it's been there since the beginning and I'm still feeling that. Okay. Don't fight this. Okay. Whatever's happening with the Wheel of Fortune and the Hermit, like, don't fight against the grain or don't go against the grain. And I know that's an odd thing, because as Aries, once again, Mars, we're ruled by Mars. Like, when we get resistance, it's just hardwired within us to be like, okay, oh yeah, like, oh yeah, we're gonna fight against it, right? This is Spirit saying like, hey, go with the current, all right? Just go with the flow. So let's see why that Eight of Wands is in the mix. It is what it is type of energy. So why is the Eight of Wands here? Then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the shadow card. Yeah, here it is. We have the Page of Pentacles in the upright underneath this Eight of Wands. Big communication, so we've been seeing that throughout the whole entire spread. Whether it is a message that comes in suddenly, like I said, it could be a talk that's quite explosive, like very quick back and forth, where there's been like a lot of waiting and then suddenly it comes rushing in. That's a big possibility. Now, the Page of Pentacles, Earth sign energy. Could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, students and messengers. When I see it underneath this Eight of Wands, it doesn't feel aggressive though. So although it comes in fast and it's sudden, whatever's changing or whatever communication or talk is coming in, even though it comes in hot, it doesn't feel aggressive, right? So this doesn't feel like somebody trying to pick a fight with you or trying to rile you up in some sort of way. It's just like, after a time, it just comes in. That's the vibe I'm picking up. It could be new opportunities for a lot of you as well. Because remember, we have this karmic energy, this cycle-based energy. This Page of Pentacles with the Eight of Wands, very fast learner. So if we're not talking about messages and change and action, like we've been saying, that feels fiery and explosive, This could be the new cycle or learning something quickly. So now could be a very good time for new tasks, new jobs, new endeavors, because you would pick it up very quickly here. So we're getting a lot of cool things here, Aries. Let's go through and do a quick recap. Obviously, only take what hits for you. Then we'll get a shadow card. But if you kindly look in the box, I like the energy I'm picking up here. Position number 1, we have the 7 of Pentacles with the King of Wands in reverse. Hopefully you're not having issues with another fire sign. Doesn't matter male or female, but when I see this, it did give me that out of sorts type of vibe. So a lot of Aries might be feeling a little more drained than normal, might be a little lethargic, or you're just feeling off, like something feels off, or whatever it is you might be going through, or if you're going through struggles and trials, you're not super happy about it. Like there's an uncomfortable type of feeling, but it changes, right? Like, and it changes quick, suddenly, fast. As we get to the center, we have the Wheel of Fortune with the Hermit in the upright. So what has been closed down, what has been pulled away starts to open up. We have this like sudden change or explosive change type of energy. So if times have been rough, things could start improving in a very big way, but change is afoot. I did say there was a message here about not fighting against it, like try to just go with the flow and accept it for what it is. But this Hermit energy is coming out of its shell, and I really do like that. Moving to the back end, we see the full manifestation of it because we have the 8 of Wands with the Page of Pentacles in the upright, Earth sign energy starting to show. So if you've been waiting on something or a talk or a message or news, whatever it might be, it's coming in fast and suddenly, okay? Could be an explosive talk, lots of fiery back and forth. If that's not the case, now is a great time for learning anything new because you would pick it up very, very quickly. So whether it is work, school, or other things, learning is very good, especially with the Hermit here. So please take a screenshot of that, Aries. We're going to get you a shadow card now. So let's see what's in the shadows for my Aries collective, my guides and spirit team. Let's see what's happening here. And yes, if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll leave a link for it down in the comments. I'm always doing all sorts of bonus readings for the members in there, and it's a pretty cool way to support the channel. Obviously, no pressure, my friends. But let's get you a shadow card. Let's see what's happening here. Whether it's within you, whether if it's something you don't quite see, I always like to end a reading off with this. So what do we have here in the shadows for Aries, please? All right, the deck is like a little closed off here. Okay, yeah, there could be something that is being like withheld purposefully. That's odd. Okay, we do have the world here. World events could be affecting you in a lot of different ways, or what's happening in the world today. This is once again another karmic card, a card of cycles, journeys ending, and we did see it within the spread as well with all this karmic energy that there's a big time of metamorphosis happening here for a lot of Aries, especially when we have the world card in the shadows. So there might be certain changes or certain things that are happening where you're finding it a little difficult to adapt. That could possibly be it. But a big thing with the world in my specific style is I see it as like the literal world itself. So I would say you could be extra affected by world events or what's happening. Okay, try not to stress yourself out if possible, right? It depends on where you live and so many other factors, but the world itself, if that's not you, it could be someone you're linked to as well. Like the state of the world today is just driving them up a wall. So do with that what you will, Aries. That's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details of the October subscriber surprise. If you got your name in for the September subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced after this week's Fire and Air readings. But for October, I'll be going back to one of the classics. I'll be giving away 2 copies of the Everyday Witches Tarot. It's one of the most beautiful decks out there. So if you'd like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. Second, let me know down in the comments if there's a zodiac sign that you clash with. If so, which signs do you kind of bump heads with? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of October, your name will be announced in the community tab, my friends. As always, much love, and I'll see you next time.